Welcome to the amazing Lekki Conservation Center. This wonderful green space houses the longest canopy walk in Africa. I'll be exploring this must-visit location with my buddy, Bolu. Are you ready to walk with giants while battling thieving monkeys? If you are, let's get into it. I got there earlier and I spent the next few minutes waiting for my friend, even though she lives closer to the spot than me. But who is keeping scores? But yeah, at the entrance, you'd see a lot of animals, primarily monkeys and peacocks. There are concession stands where you can buy food. But you have to be at alert because those monkeys are thieves. If you do not pay attention, they'll swoop in from the sky and take it from you. I saw a woman get robbed by these bastards while she just bought food and they took it all. So yeah, you have to be wise and you have to be sharp. After that, we moved to a sort of hall or a space where we had a bit of orientation. We were told what to do. We're told that food wasn't allowed on board, obviously. Those monkeys will take it from you, and they don't really want the monkeys to associate with one, especially those inside with food. Take water, you might need it. And yeah, so that's it. But before we go, why don't you subscribe if you are enjoying this and you like content like this? So yeah, after a few minutes, we finally began the journey towards the Canopy Walk, and yeah, my friend Bolu and I walked with other people, and as always, it looks very green. The last time I was here was 2021. It just feels like you have left Lagos, and it's such a huge contrast from the hustle and bustle and the craziness in this city. When you get in here, you are in a different world and you walk through so much greenery. So yeah, we kept walking for a while and we kept looking for the monkeys. It would look as though it was about to rain. And it's just like any other animal, predator or prey. You do not see them, but they see you. And if you have something worth taking, they take it from you. The last time I was here, I witnessed a monkey kidnap someone's phone. So she was taking a picture and then the monkeys came, dragged that phone from her, and then some of the tall guys told her that she had to trade them for the phone, so she had to give them snacks for them to give her back her phone. It was an incredible experience and the craziest thing ever. But yeah, keep your things. If not, you would have to find something the monkeys want to exchange it with them. So yeah, we walked for a while and we finally got to the next location, which is where we would start the Canopy Walk. And once again, there are signs reminding you not to feed the monkeys. This is a very important point because not everybody that came here wants to go on the Canopy Walk. It costs, I think, about 5,000 naira for the Canopy Walk and 2,500 naira for the regular walk. I think that's about $3 for Canopy Walk and 2,500 for the family pack. So those that are going towards the family pack go towards the left, and the rest of us go head on straight. So that's it. Keep that in mind if you're coming here. This is what we came here for, and at this point, things are about to get real because no matter how comfortable or strong you feel you are, being here would always challenge it. When you get to the starting point, there is a bit of a queue. And I think it was 6 people per round, so 6 people would go, and then when they get to the next or the first checkpoint, another 6 people would come behind them. So it took a while, not really, like less than 5 minutes though, but it finally got to our turn and we were prepared to go. Unfortunately, I did not have a GoPro or anyway, so I only took videos when we got to the individual checkpoints. So yeah, you'll be seeing a lot of Bolu because obviously I was the one with the camera. So here we are at the first checkpoint, and the people in front of us were just so funny. We became friends with them almost instantly, and the other lady there, I think their aunt had to drop out after a while. So there are opportunities for you to leave after the first and I believe second checkpoint, but anything after that, you are on your own. So walking on the Canopy Walk is just so unusual, and you keep going higher until you get to the middle. The ground beneath you or the chain link fence beneath you is unstable. It weaves and bubbles with the wind. As you walk, it creaks, and it's just so, I don't know how to explain it. If you've never experienced it, it would not really make sense, but it's scary because of the uncertainty. You get, once you get to the middle, you are not in control, and not being in control is a very serious issue. So we got to the third checkpoint, but before we got there, I gave Bolu the phone, so at least you would see the person that has been yapping for the last few minutes. So yeah, it took a while for us to get it right for Bolu, but after a while, we got it right. Yeah, the Lekki Conservation Center is very green, and it doesn't feel like you're in Lagos. It feels like you've been transported to somewhere outside Lagos. I don't want to name anywhere in particular, but it gives me Ondo State vibes. Whenever I was going to Akure, I usually saw a lot of greenery. So yeah, that is how it is. We finally eventually got to the end after what must have felt like how long, but we had to wait a bit for our newfound friends, and it was a very funny experience as we kept going and come in, would get to a checkpoint, wait for a while, bands, and it was a fun experience. And I feel like that is what really matters in experiences like this. But if you know you are not made for this, once you get to the point of no return, which I believe is the first or second checkpoint, pull out, because once you go beneath that or beyond that, you need to complete the experience. And when you go to the highest point, or while you got to the highest point, it was scary, but when you got there, it was less scary because now you are going down. So the way it works is the highest point, obviously, you would keep going up for a while and then you start going down. So that was it. We got to the finish line and then we started seeing the bastard monkeys again, and at this point we knew that they wanted something from us, so we did what we needed to do to keep moving. So when you get to the end of the the Canopy Walk, you would have to walk a bit to get to other parts. There's a family park which I feel is just perfect for Lagos. There are a lot of things to do, and I feel it's very oriented towards kids and families. Obviously, that's why it's called the family park. After a while, we finally got to the family park, and it felt like we had been traveling for so long. Once again, I cannot get over how different this is from the entire or from the rest of the city. It just feels like, well, I know I'm sounding repetitive, but that's by the way. This is Lagos, believe it or not. So after that, we went to go play basketball. There are a lot of activities on site, and yeah, basketball was the first we did. We were playing innocently until a couple came and some other people, and then it became like an unofficial competition until it became an official competition, and everybody was shooting for our life. So yeah, it is what it is, but competition is always welcome, and I'm not one to back down from competition, although we lost narrowly. But yeah, it was a fun experience, and I hated the fact that I got so riled up and I was sweating at this point. But yeah, you can see the WNBA champion trying to shoot her shots. After this, we decided to go grab something to eat. There are a lot of concession stands there where you can buy food, very tasty meals in my opinion, and we got a meal, went to one of the trees, and there was like chairs and tables there. It was a very beautiful experience. But while we were there, we saw the monkeys on top of our tree, but I guess they don't like pepper because they didn't try to take our food this time. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the monkeys there, but if you pause the video and really zoom in, you would see them. There are a lot of things to do at this family park, and at this point I was running out of space, but there are giant board games like chess, there is Ludo, there is mini football, and there's just so much to do that if this place were free, it would have been better. I always like free stuff, but for the price in present day Nigeria, it makes a lot of sense. Yep, that's it. After that, we went to a lot of places on the grounds, and they were about to close, so we had to leave. I think they closed by 6 or 7, I might be wrong though. So now let's have our unofficial and honestly biased review score. So I am going to be scoring this location based on 5 arbitrary and honestly random criteria that I have chosen, and then at the end of the day, there's going to be a score over 50. So let's get into it. So first, price. As at the time I went, it was 5,000 naira, which was about $3 point something, and even by Nigerian standards, that is a very fair price for a day out in the city. If you come here early enough, you can spend the entire day here. So for price, I would give it 9 out of 10. The only thing that could have made it 10 if it was free. The next up, we have location. The location is actually great. It's by a major highway, and yeah, right opposite the famous Chevron estate. So the location is as great as it can be. Not really, but the location is great. I would give it an 8 out of 10. Next is subjective experience. I had fun, and yeah, there really isn't much to say about that. You saw it yourself, so I'll give that an 8 out of 10. Replay value. So replay value is if you've come here before, if you've gone somewhere before, can you go back there in like a month, 2 weeks and have similar fun? I would say going to the conservation center itself has high replay value, but the Canopy Walk doesn't really have high replay value, because if you've done it once, why would you want to do it next week? So I would give that a replay value for Lekki Conservation Center. I would give it a 7 out of 10. And then accessibility, obviously due to the nature of the Canopy Walk, it's not really built to be accessible per se, but the family park is quite accessible, and yeah, I'll give it 6 out of 10, giving us a total of